Hey gang, welcome to the Harmonica Man channel. We talk about harmonica, play harmonica, and do a little bit of jackassery. Right now, I gotta head into town, unshaven, half awake. I'm gonna take the slow route in Sunday morning. And there's something that's been on my mind for a few days, listening to a lot of harmonica players, wailing and getting right into it. But the truly great masters of the harmonica know how to build a song and know how to build a great solo. And they do this by saving their energy. See, they already have good embouchure because they start off slow. And they get that foot tapping like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you can hear the foot tapping or not, but that's what they do. They start off slow, and then they and the reason why they do this is because when you're out there performing live, I mean, there's several reasons. You're out there performing live, and you're out there for a couple of hours. So, at least, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to put a few minutes into it, and then, oh, look, I just showed everybody everything, all I got. I just got right out there. Look at me. And then next thing you know, 15 minutes later, in 3 songs, you're tuckered out. You know, you get to be about my age, 50, 51 years old, and you're like, you know, I'm not young anymore. I don't have that energy. And you run out of breath. I mean, a lot of people don't, but it makes you tired, and then it makes you mess up. You mess up on your timing, you miss a couple of notes, your embouchure starts to slack because your muscles in your face get tired, and you just don't have the practice enough to do it. The other reason why you build a song and starting off slow is you don't show them what you have all at once, and you have to draw them in with that emotion. So you start off going slow, and then you add into it. Even though you have an intro into the song, you know, if you're playing a rock song and you want it to be badass, you know, you hit a power note and you're starting off slow, and then you add to it. See, and then you start off like that, and notice how I waited a little while before I added a few extra notes to make the turnaround and come back at you with that energy. And that's saving that energy, and later on in the song, so I'm going to try to do this while I'm driving. This is going to be kind of tough. Got that foot going, keeping that rhythm going. You got to keep that going in your mind, because most players speed up, and this is where your timing goes off. You know, you get excited, you get to playing, and you get to playing harder, and you get to playing faster, trying to, you know, you're getting that feeling in you. Next thing you know, you're wanting to all over the place, and anybody can do that shit. As Adam Gusso was saying on one of his videos, he did, you know, anybody can play fast, and it sounds like a child is doing it. But the masters, they hold that note for a long period of time, and they keep that foot going, or listen to the band and their timing, and they don't add a whole bunch of extra crap to it just to sound like they're somebody out there just being childish. Excuse me. They're very serious about it, and they're very serious about making that correct embouchure to make it sound soulful or mournful or whatever they're doing for that particular song. So yeah, they have that in there, and then they build it. They build their solos throughout the song. You notice how there's always a bridge or whatever in the song, and you get another solo in there, the harmonica, and that's when you go from starting off slow from the beginning of the song, then you start off slow again and get your timing correct when you do your other stuff throughout the song, and that's when you really shine. But you still got to keep that timing. You see, you're not... Here, let me pull over just for a second near this bean farm. There's nobody working out there with tractors. And I'll show you real quick. I don't want to do this and drive. But they'll put the correct embouchure on it and get that foot going. And then they add things to it while continuing to keep time and hitting that root note to keep you involved in that same song. And they don't, you know, a lot of fast players, they do this too, but it's not just playing fast, it's a style and technique that they've developed. Do the basics first. Be a master of the basics. And you can't be a master unless you're the master of the basics. And that's where it's at. So you get that. See, I'm speeding up a little bit and not even noticing. Now let's speed it up a little bit. My leg's getting tired, but we'll keep trying this beat. See what I'm doing there? I'm keeping that time. Let me put this, well, no, I'm going to keep this in my lap. We're keeping that time, and we're building that solo, so you've saved your power and your energy, and until you can build that up to where you can really shine, so you can be more accurate and have more and better timing and things. So here's a car going to pass us here. So it's a good thing I pulled over. I don't want to go a mile down the road and get on the highway and start an accident, you know, because I'm already in the car doing this stupidly. But I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm trying to get this off of my mind and get this information out to you, because I see a lot of harmonica players, hey, watch this, and they start right off. It's like, yeah, that's good and everything, but is your embouchure correct? I mean, are you drawing those notes out? Are you bending them correctly? Or are you just don't get it fully? So you gotta build that, your internal resonance, I suppose, in what you're trying to express slowly. And if you record yourself on a regular basis and you hear yourself what you're doing, you'll notice these things. You'll notice incorrect notes. You'll notice missing notes. and you'll notice timing is jumping back and forth, and your solo just doesn't sound quite professional enough. And you're not running up and down the scales and predicting where that next note is going to be. And remembering while you're doing this, I mean, you're changing too much. It's not like the blues scale. I mean, you're playing like offbeat jazz or something like that to a slow blues song, and it's not a very good solo or even rhythm playing if you're not in rhythm with yourself, even with the song. If you're changing your mind and saying, look what I can do, and then hit different notes, nobody's going to know what the hell you're doing. Your solo is already trashed before you even start, because you don't want to build anything. You want to show off a little bit. And the key is to being a better harmonica player, and like all the old greats and everything, is they did the repetitive stuff, building into the blues before they started wailing on it. And while they were wailing on it, it sounded like a trumpet or something. It came out clear and concise. And everybody's like, wow, listen to that sound, you can hit that powerful note, and you got a hell of a set of lungs on you to do that. Well, yes, you do, because you saved your energy. You're not panting like a dog halfway through the damn song. So, I mean, this is something that we all need to learn, and I need to learn it a little bit better myself. I'm not an expert at any of this stuff. I just learn as I go, just like everybody else, self-taught, or listening to people who know. Step one, who are you listening to? Are you listening to somebody across the coffee table who's never been on the road and never done any of it professionally, or are you listening to the professional? It's just like a cook or something like that. You want to go out there and make that big, beautiful chocolate cake, and you want to impress everybody, and you want to learn how to turning the corner does that to you. And here I am on the highway. Sorry about all that, gang. You want to make that big, beautiful chocolate cake, and here you are listening to people who never baked before. Sitting across the coffee table. I think we should do it like this, and I got an idea, and this is what you need to do, and blah blah blah. And you hear these garage bands doing this shit all the time, and they never make it anywhere because they're not following the same recipe. Who do you listen to? Well, you go find out that master chef who makes 1,000 beautiful chocolate cakes a day. Award-winning chocolate cake. The guy knows what the hell he's doing. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to the expert. You're going to listen to who the hell knows what they're talking about. Otherwise, you're not going to ever have a big, beautiful chocolate cake. What you're going to have is a hot chocolate mess, and nobody's going to want to eat it. They're going to look at it and say, man, that looks like shit right from the word go. And the same thing goes with music. Study from the masters. Learn the basics. They do the basics, and they repeat the basics, and they start off slow, and they master those. They don't just throw a bunch of stuff together and say, oh, look at me, I'm impressive. I got ingredients, and I'm going to throw them all together. You know what's going to happen? You're going to be eating shit. Same thing with harmonica playing. You're not going to play very well, and it's a hard lesson even for me to learn. And I've been playing since I was 5 years old. Well, off and on. I started doing it steady when I was in my early 20s. I'm going to turn a corner again, so I need to hang on to this sucker. Oh, dagnabbit. Hang on, gang. I'm pulling over. Still there? I am. Anyways, it's a hard lesson to learn, being that accurate. Let's see, somebody's behind us. Yep, trying to cross the highway. Well, it looks like I better not drive with the phone on the dash unless I got somebody hanging on to it. Anyways, who do you listen to? You listen to the masters. What do the masters do? They master the basics. That's how it's done. They get the recipe right to begin with, and they repeat that recipe. They don't throw a bunch of crap together that they don't know what they're doing, that doesn't fit inside that song or that chocolate cake or whatever it is that you're doing. You can be creative, sure, but use the methods. Don't repeat what other people are doing. Don't be a chop hound and steal everybody else's stuff. You can be creative, but learn music theory. Come up with your own chops. But how you do that is you do it a little bit at a time. You don't do that crap. Is what you do is you start off slow. You see that there? It sounded great. Had half-assed decent embouchure. I'm not gonna say that I got great embouchure, but I started off slow, just a few notes, and it sounds better than just passing them by and going up to the next octave or what have you. But that's about all I got for you this Sunday. Now I gotta go get a few groceries and make a day on doing chores and stuff like that. I might not have a video for the next couple of days or something, but I just had to get this out here to you, and it was just something that was on my mind, and I hope that you think about this before you try to impress people with your solos and what you come up with and stuff like that. Take your time, master the basics, and I will see you next time on the Harmonica Man channel. Enjoy playing harmonica, and as always, remember,